I don't recycle, and I don't have a shred of guilt, an ounce, a gram of guilt. I don't have an 8-ball of guilt. The oceans are now consuming the land. Mm-hmm. The oceans have consumed the land. And, I know a lot of my listeners don't even believe in climate change. A lot of my listeners don't even believe in the moon. The reason it's very, very important that oil production continues is because companies like Saudi Aramco produce oil and export it to the world. We need oil for the whole world to function. But what's really important is that if we phase out oil in the global energy market, Saudi Arabia will no longer be able to use oil barrels to dissolve journalists.
But Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's Show, episode 33. I'm here as always with my Asian producer, Josh Kabaza.
Oh, dang, I thought that was a gong.
Oh, that we gotta start. We gotta start. I'm glad it was not a gong because we would have had to start over. Because I do not tolerate intolerance.
Oh yeah, you're moving to New York.
I do not. Oh, you just blew it.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
I'm moving to New York. Not soon. I'm relocating Josh's family. Josh is actually coming with me to New York City.
Yeah.
We had a nice long chat. I went, Josh, I know you have 16 kids by 4 women. Mm-hmm. You have 3 secret families.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to fly them all out to Manhattan. And I said, I have a penthouse apartment for you and your secret families. And Josh graciously declined. He said he needed, was it?
It would bring all the families together. And so it'd just be a lot because they don't know about each other.
Right. And
so it's hard.
It's a political thing.
Yes.
And, some of the wives get more attention from you.
Of course.
That's natural. But it would stir it up if they were centrally located. So Josh is going to be telecommuting.
You would think you'd be able to have sex with all of them at the same time, but it's not like that. They don't like that. They just want you.
Yeah, they want monogamy, but that's a story as old as time.
And you give them each monogamy, of course.
But no, that is true, guys. I'm not till May, probably mid-May, assuming my girlfriend has to find a job. I mean, for us to move out there. So it's that's some pretty big news, guys.
Sorry, Blue.
No,
I feel
like people should know. People should know.
Okay. I feel like you're about to propose and be like, oh shit, he's about to propose. And then I was like,
and Josh and I, we're not breaking up. I know it hurts. All my listeners are probably really like still processing that, but it's real and it's happening. And my new producer will be a Jew. Because that's just what I need right now. I need to level up.
You need to go to the next level. Yeah.
No, but I like Austin. I wasn't going to open this way, but I like Austin.
I'm an Israelite. Does that count?
Josh is actually a black Israelite.
Yeah. Original Jew. Apparently.
he's part of the original people that were in Gaza. No, but it's just I have some friends out there, and I think it's just time for a change of scenery. It's really important in your life to get to switch it up because, I don't have any ill will towards Austin. I really do like the Austin comedy scene, and I don't want to leave here on a bitter note because I have gotten a lot out of Austin. I fucked a guy here.
Wow.
Or a woman who turned into a guy. That was a big moment for me.
Yeah.
I was, what else happened?
Fuck 2 guys.
I shook 2 cocks in front of me. I was gonna say I shook Joe Rogan's hand, which is kind of like a cock.
Jesus,
it's a big hard.
Just because you're moving doesn't.
I know. I don't want to be a little careful here.
Yeah.
Actually, that isn't. I shook Joe Rogan's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I got to perform at the Comedy Mothership a few times.
Yeah.
And that was for better or for worse. I feel good about that. I feel like I got a lot out of the scene.
But you helped start the new comedy boom.
I did.
In Austin.
I was actually, people will look back 10 years from now and they'll say, who was overlooked in the start of the launch of the Austin comedy scene, the new Austin comedy scene, was Sean Riley, because Sean Riley was in Houston every weekend.
And I'll be the one to
And
say
that's and that's what Austin needed was a guy that would drive to Houston for spots because he couldn't get booked in Austin. And that's what launched Austin.
There you go. That's
No.
most of the comments.
Yeah, no, but no, we're gonna change it up. I'm going to the Big Apple. Gonna build a podcast studio out there. Excuse me.
When you're there, can you not call it the Big Apple?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. I don't want you to get stabbed on a subway.
And that brings us to our first story. So I've said a lot of things on this show that I regret. But let me just wash all of that away. Let me wash the whiteboard clean. And let me tell you something very important. Sorry, I'm still kind of sick. I am calling for a permanent ceasefire in the New York City subway system. The violence is too much. I'm calling for a ceasefire. It's what's going on in the New York subway system is hard to watch. You have people on both sides committing horrific atrocities. You know, trying to do land grabs, trying to mark their territory, or just fighting because they're angry. And it's just chaos. And it's hard to watch. And if there's anything that we need to be focused on right now as a fucking as a race of humans, is stopping violence in New York City. So I want to show you a video. You might have already seen it. This is a really horrifying one of a little scrap. Is it more than a scrap? A guy gets stabbed.
Yeah, that's more than a scrap.
I would say it's a scrap that turned into a tussle.
That's more than a tussle.
I would say it's a scrap that started out as a scrap, and then it escalated into a tussle, and it became.
I'm gonna call it a shanking. It's a shanking.
Well, see, shanking is like a curse word on the show. I don't like to use those kinds of words. It was a rough and tumble moment.
A light impalement.
It was a Facebook poke in real life. But let's watch this video. So, headline: terrified New York City commuters were left trapped in a carriage with live shooter during rush hour. I kind of like that. That's why I moved to New York, for headlines like that. Live shooter during rush hour. Fuck yeah.
You just wanted more material, huh?
As opposed to what? Live shooter as opposed to what? A dead shooter? Or like a boring shooter?
I think they mean like live.
Or is he live streaming?
No, like
Is he a content creator?
like if you shoot and you leave, now you're a former shooter. So when the cops know the bullets are still flying, now you're a live shooter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like live streaming.
Not at all. I mean, it is from reality.
Yeah.
You're main vein in reality.
See, I like a guy like that guy who shot up that mosque in New Zealand. Remember that one? That guy live streamed. He was a live streaming live
People
shooter.
said it looked like a video game.
I saw it.
You did?
I watched the whole video before
Jeez.
it got taken down. I actively searched for it.
You also saw Drake's dick before it got taken down too, right?
No, I did not. No. I've seen Drake's cock, but it was not that video. And honey, it's not that big. Honey, the camera adds 2 inches. Also, you know, okay, we're just gonna watch the video.
All right.
So if you're just listening, we have all the passengers. All the passengers in the subway are running towards one side, and there's 2 guys. Sorry, I'm sorry if this was. I should have done a trigger warning. Shots start to fire. It's just 2 guys tussling in one corner of the subway. Everyone else is kind of running away. You can still hear the gunshots in the background.
Yo, you all right?
So, here, Josh, here's my idea. Ready?
All right.
You show the beginning of this video where these 2 guys are about to, one guy stabbing the other guy, and the other guy pulls out a gun and starts shooting. And then right at the moment where this person runs up the subway with an iPhone, you just cut to Uber.
That'd be
It's a good ad.
Yeah.
That's a good ad, right? Uber should lean into this and Lyft.
I can see it on Twitter.
I could see. I mean, yeah, like literally. You go. Are you tired? Hey, are you tired of worrying if you're going to get caught by a stray bullet in the public New York subway system? Uber. No more knife fights. No more gunfights. Take an Uber. You know,
Is that
take a Lyft.
Is that the guy that got stabbed or shot?
This guy's on the stairs.
You all right? What happened?
I love how it is funny when people record. They're like, "Hey man, you all right?" And he's like fucking bleeding. He's like not moving, and like a cop's like trying to like see if he's evaluating his wounds.
Huh?
He says he fucking shot me.
You all right? The guy? Oh, that's no good. Oh.
That's no good.
Yo, that's no good.
Oh, it's hilarious.
But you know, that's what, you know, the spirit of New York. The spirit of New York is helping out strangers when they get shot and stabbed.
Yeah, by filming them and saying, "Oh, that's bad. That's no good."
If a homeless guy asks for money in New York, you spit on him and you go kill yourself. But if someone gets shot or stabbed, you pick him up. That's the irrational empathy of New Yorkers.
Lo atraparon.
So that guy got arrested.
So he's walking around. He's fine.
I thought you said he got shot.
I guess I don't know. That guy's not doing well.
No.
So they're putting a guy in the ambulance. I mean,
That was the guy that was stabbed.
it's really, yeah, I think the guy that got shot was fine, or he's like walked it off, and the guy that got stabbed is not doing too hot. So again, you know, it's the UK reports on this. That's funny. So it's the crime is going up. Crime is going up in New York City, and
They got the military out there, though.
and so as a result of all of these stories, this is just one of many stories of people getting shot and stabbed and getting robberies, whatever it may be, you know, any number of crimes. Hip hop dancing in the subway needs to stop.
No, that needs to continue.
That is what leads to the stabbings.
No,
it's
if
rival hip hop
If you
artists.
don't let them dance, then people will stab.
What do you mean by them, Josh?
The hip hoppers.
Okay. I thought you meant something else for a second. I was like,
Oh, the Puerto Rican and black kids. If they don't get to do, and some Asian kids too,
right?
and that one white kid.
Yeah, the gringo.
Yeah.
It's you know what, you know who I blame for all this chaos? Let me try to reframe what happened here, because a lot of people see this stuff and they get mad at the government, the state government of New York, for allowing the chaos to get this bad. They get mad at poor immigrants because they say these guys are chaos. They're bringing their violent cultures to New York. We don't want that.
But they're cooking the rats.
Like physically, actually?
Yeah, you haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Go to New York
Eating
streets
rats?
cooking. Yeah, people cooking rats.
That's disgusting.
Like it's like what was that one where they freeze Sylvester Stallone and he comes back and he has to fight Blade. What's his name? Wesley Snipes. You know what I'm saying? And all the restaurants.
Mamma Mia.
I think so. And all the restaurants are Taco Bell.
I think that was just a hot fever dream that you had
No.
yesterday.
That's a movie. That's a movie, and they cook rats.
I'm pretty sure you had that dream and woke up with like jizz in you look at a wet dream. That's your wet dream.
I'm pretty sure.
Is it Blade 2?
No.
Blade Runner? I'm not cultured. I should know this one. This is a very distinct movie that I don't know.
They did Demolition Man.
I have not seen this.
I think it came out right when you were born.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it.
When were you born?
96.
Wait, 3 years before you were born.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, 93. Yeah, watch Demolition Man.
Okay.
It's happening today.
So yeah, it's watch Demolition Man. Let me know what you think. I have great timing. I'm moving to this city. I'm gonna have great timing.
Look up the cooking rats.
Okay, we'll watch the cooking rats. Is this real?
This is, I promise you, cooking rats and they're huge. The way they look like possums. The way. Several videos have been doing around social media. The address NYC Rat Pond residents have started roasting rats. Short duration clips shot in some random setting showed the rodents hung in barbecue skewers over an open.
No, I like this. That's called capitalism. That's called innovation. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Are they eating rotisserie rats in New York
They
City?
look delicious.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
If you're just listening, we got 3 rats and they're jammed into a pole, a wooden pole, and their mouths are open.
And
I
their
mean,
skin.
they shove them on the pole and they're rotating them.
Ass through mouth.
This is one way to solve the rat problem in New York City. People can't stand rats. Some are just downright afraid of them. Rats cause a lot of trouble in big cities. Rats are taking over cities here in the Empire State. New York has some of the rattiest cities in the... This journalist is retarded. You just said
Say rattiest?
just dunking on rat. I mean, like you're saying the same thing 5 times.
New
People
York has
can't
the second
stand rats.
Rattiest. Yep, people are eating them.
So a video is going viral that shows a woman cooking rats in New York City.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch it. Straight from
I wonder if it smells good when she's cooking it.
Straight from X, formerly Twitter. How about that? I'll call it X, formerly Twitter.
See, that thing says December 6, 2022.
Really?
Look.
Jesus. Oh, sorry. That's a little loud. Shit. Okay, let me turn this down. I mean... it's just barbecue rat. I don't know what to say. It's disgusting. It's fucking crazy. You want another COVID? That's how you get another... That's how you get COVID.
I mean...
You know how many diseases rats have?
Yeah, it's not...
They look good. You just put a little salt on it.
Probably not the best.
Salt and pepper.
Meat.
Little barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Little bit of little butter.
Okay, let's...
Side of mashed potatoes. And you get some rack of rat ribs. Rack of rat ribs. Little tiny rat ribs.
Let me see. It says here to put fruits and veggies go well with rats. So if you're eating it, it's supposed to taste like chicken, apparently. Everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
But yeah, fruits and vegetables go good with a side of rat.
Again, if you're judging the woman that's eating rats in New York, ask yourself, I'm telling you right now, a bag of Doritos is worse for you than a rat. At least a rat is protein. A bag of Doritos is literally just artificial chemicals and bullshit. So it's like, you know.
In many countries, apparently, they do have rat meat as a regular source of protein in their diet.
There's nothing wrong with rats. There's nothing wrong with people eating rats.
But there's a difference. I think those rats are like in farms eating, crops that might have some pesticides, but they're not eating garbage from New York.
Yeah.
These rats are getting fat off cigarette butts and pizza.
I'm gonna fucking throw up, dude.
Yeah, it's gross, right?
I mean, my taste buds are watering right now. I love a good rat. I ate a rat last week. His name was Donnie. He snitched on me to the police.
My friend George ate a guinea pig.
Really?
Yeah, guinea pig.
That's
with the
fine.
teeth and everything in Peru. Yeah, and they're big. They're like that size. And he said it tastes pretty good. But again, these animals out there are living off the land. They're not, they're foraging. They're not rummaging.
They're organic.
Yeah, they're organic rats and
these are
guinea pigs.
New York rats are not organic. They're vaccinated.
Would you eat it's apocalypse time and people are doing this, roasting rats on the side of the road. Are you stopping at the rat one, the cat one, or the dog one?
That's a great question, Josh. And in that situation, I would own Bitcoin. So I would actually have already caused the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And I would be generating revenue from all 3 of those stations.
That's the best answer. Yep.
I'd be eating filet mignon with Marilyn Monroe. Is she dead?
Yes.
I'd revive Marilyn Monroe with my Bitcoin technology, and I'd be eating filet mignon with Marilyn Monroe in the only penthouse left in New York City.
Or you can have the girl who played Marilyn Monroe in the last movie, Blondie.
What's her name?
Ana de Armas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love my girlfriend.
You got yourself like, ooh, never mind.
No, she loves me. Let me get a little personal, guys. I am a day late here because, I don't know. I won't say anyone's name, but it is a personal story. My girlfriend's dad had a stroke. So I was helping my girlfriend deal with that. And it was the first time, and When she called me, my first thought was like, I'm gonna get a lot of material out of this. This is fucking dope. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Are we good?
Yeah, no, we're good. It stopped recording.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Probably because people the technology's like, we don't want to hear about your personal life. I got serious. I was like, my girlfriend thought I had a stroke. And the A10 Mini Pro. Shout out to the A10 Mini Pro manufacturers for making a great product.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even the A10 Mini Pro.
No, it's the ISO. Extreme ISO.
Extreme ISO.
Yeah.
A10 Extreme ISO? I was like, my autism's flaring. No, and I got to be in the ICU for a while. And it was, the really incredible healthcare for a man that didn't deserve it. Sorry, that's a little bit fucked up.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit too fucked up? All right. I love you, baby, if you're listening to this. She doesn't listen to the show. No, she would find that funny. No,
Okay.
but it's so funny because like he's a I don't know, is this fucked up to is it my place to talk about my girlfriend? I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
He's like, look, everyone has messed up families,
Mm-hmm.
and he just happened to
If you do get married, though, this could come out, and then you know.
I'll have money then, so I'll be okay.
Oh, there you go.
Hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll have enough money to not care that my girlfriend gets mad about this story.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not saying anyone's name I'm not doxing them. But no, I want to say this because I know that you guys that listen to this, you guys are poor, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, what's it like to be in an ICU? What's it like to get healthcare? You know, what's it like to have that level of wealth?
Yeah.
That you can go to an ICU when you have a stroke instead of just putting an ice pack on your head. You know the way my listeners solve strokes? If my listeners' fathers have strokes, they load a shotgun. That's how you do it. Or you go, Daddy's not feeling good. Let him rest. And then he doesn't wake up.
Yeah.
That's what no. But it was a very close call. If you are I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, he should kill himself. It's a very close call.
No, you take him out back and you
Old Yeller.
put it in the back like Old Yeller, you know? But it's I guess my one takeaway, do not smoke cigarettes, people. Cigarettes will raise your blood pressure and it catches up with you. It really does. And you know, seeing the end of the journey of a cigarette smoker,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a minor, he's fine. Look, I know he's fine. He's up, he's walking around. He's actually in great shape. That's why you can laugh at these jokes, because he's not dead. If he's dead, I would not be making these jokes.
Yeah.
I would be making way worse jokes. But no, he's fine, so it's fine. But seeing that and seeing like, oh my God, Josh is vaping right now. Is there nicotine in that? I'm like a douchebag.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, but you're not a pack-a-day smoker.
No, I'm also doing Zyn, though.
That's also raises your blood pressure too.
Yes, it does. And I was wondering why I felt I was about to have an anxiety attack. Well, it's because I just did 6 Zyns back to back to back.
Yeah,
So,
that's not good, Josh.
No. And then I noticed myself on the podcast where I had this like in my lip, and I look like I'm dipping.
Yeah.
And so and the whole time, the last couple podcasts, I do the Diet Coke with it too. I'm like, what
Ooh.
the fuck?
The
Aspartame. This thing has
aspartame, which is
awful.
my mom always said aspartame causes cancer,
It causes brain cancer.
and I was like, "Fuck you, mom! I'm playing League of Legends."
Well, I stopped because I was drinking. I get a 64 ounce of Diet Dr Pepper, and I would drink 2 of those a day. That's a gallon.
That's a lot. That's too
Gallon
much.
of Diet Dr Pepper a day.
My mom would be like, "Switch to orange juice." I'm going top. I'm going top. So no, it's just be aware of what you're putting in your body, or don't. I really don't care. I just want you to give me money and give me your attention. If you die, I want your last moments to be listening to Sean's show. That's how little I care about you.
And then when you go to hell, that's all you get to listen to.
When you get to hell, the first thing you're gonna hear is "Welcome back to Sean's show," and then you go, "No!" And you know what they play in heaven?
Thoughtless experiment.
The Thoughtless Experiment. An objectively funnier show. with way more chemistry. No. If you don't know, go watch the Thoughtless. Nah, don't
still
watch
up?
my show. It's all still up.
Oh,
it's
shit.
all. It's free to host. So like, why take it down?
Yeah, that's true.
But so it's just it was a scary moment because it's hard when a bad person has a health issue because you have to be there for them.
So he's a bad person for
But
sure.
then they're he's not okay. I don't want to say bad person. I don't want to like
You just did.
vil-
I don't want to say he's a bad person. You just
I
did.
know, but it's like when someone. But you have to. He came from a broken home.
Okay.
But at a certain point, you have to own your choices. He's a grown man. So it's like, doesn't really matter. I'm saying this as a guy from the Silicon Valley. I've never had a problem, ever. I've never had to engage with conflict. Like, every time I've had to otherwise engage in conflict, I could just be like, what about $50? And I've never had to, like, learn conflict resolution skills.
Yeah, but there's people who come from good families that also are shitty, and there's people who are shitty who come from to it's not the family that you were born into, it's the family you make.
That's true.
Or something like that.
That's very true. Because but, I don't want to just write him off as a bad guy, but, he's had a tough life and he's, I love the guy. I really do. I really should not have talked about this. I'm realizing this is bad. I love the guy, and I hit it off with him.
Yeah.
I'm a bad guy too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If he watches this, I'm a shitty guy too, man. I love you, dude. But it's like, it's supporting someone, and like it's just really hard to be there. It's when someone has a serious health issue like a stroke or a heart attack, the cards fall out and you see who is really there for that person. And that hurts.
Yeah.
That fucking, and just me as a kind of a third party observer, I was like, whoa.
What does Louis C.K. say? Louis C.K. is like, it's the people who come to you find out who your real friends are, and it's not who you think they are, and it's like, fuck, these are my real friends.
Yes, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
And it's so true. So that's why I'm a day late, but yeah, just take care of yourself because the world is not going to last that much longer, and I want to hold your hand in the end. If you have a stroke before the end of the world, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
Imagine if you have a stroke the day before the apocalypse. Are you counting the number of days till the apocalypse?
Yeah, 9 months to the election.
9 months. Hey, dude, Josh, wake up. We haven't had an election since 1984.
Yeah.
Every election since then has been theater.
Well, since 2012, CERN actually put us in a different universe, and now we're going through different realities, and all the realities are coming back into one, and the realities
They're
are
remerging.
disappearing. They're remerging. So,
And when Bitcoin hits
it's actually
75K,
trillions and trillions of people dying right now. Through different
trillions of
reality.
corpses.
Yeah.
I saw Dune 2. You see Dune 2?
Oh, was it good?
It was really good. I
heard
love Dune 2.
The guy that played Elvis, he apparently the scene where he kisses the ugly monster dude.
yeah.
Yeah, he ad-libbed that.
Really?
It wasn't in the
Oh,
scene.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
So, because like what he like, I knight you governor of the planet of Arrakis, and then they kiss.
I
Is
guess.
that was the scene?
I haven't seen the movie. I want to go see it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, I just know that they kiss, and it
They
said that he
kiss.
ad-libbed it.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
No, it was a really good movie. Actually, let's talk about Dune 2. So Dune 2, very political movie. Very political movie. What you have is a lot of a planet that was formerly called Dune and was renamed to Arrakis. Are you guys following me? A planet was renamed from Dune to Arrakis. Okay? Long ago, after it was settled by the Harkonnens. Okay? You still following me?
Did you read the book?
No.
Okay.
I heard the books were good though.
Yeah.
I don't read books.
I can't.
Last book I read was like some obscure book. Mein Kampf.
Jeez.
Joking. Sometimes I go, guys, sometimes you go for the easy joke and you shouldn't have. Okay? I'm not a Nazi. I'm actually about to. Okay, just hold on. I'll show you I'm not a Nazi. Ready? So Harkonnens, they settled Arrakis. And Arrakis is a planet with a lot of resources. Are you following me yet?
They got the spice.
They have spice, a very valuable resource in the sands of Arrakis. And the whole movie, spoiler alert. No, I'm not going to give you no spoiler alerts. I'm just going to tell you because
Right.
if you are a person that is like really affected by spoiler alerts or like spoilers, then like fucking kill yourself and stop watching the show. There's a very specific type of person that I hate, and it is people that are really upset when you spoil a movie for them.
You hate a lot of people though.
I know, but them specifically.
Okay.
Oh no, don't spoil it for me. I'm about to go watch it. Just
But you seem like
life's more important than intellectual property.
you seem like the type of guy to walk out of a theater when people are walking into a theater and be like, he dies. He dies.
I am that guy. I can't believe Arrakis exploded. Crazy.
It did?
No, it didn't.
I was like, what?
I don't know. Watch the movie. It's good.
There's a third one coming out.
There's a third.
I felt that before. I was like, there's going to be a third and probably a fourth.
There's like 15 books.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'll tolerate 4 dunes.
Yeah.
5 dunes, even 6 dunes. You can't make maybe even 7, but not 8 dunes. I don't want 8 dunes. No one wants 8 dunes. But Hollywood's going to make 12 dunes. And it's going to ruin what is an incredible series so far.
But it'll be good till like 4.
It'll be good till 4.
Yeah.
It'll fall off. Then they'll make a spin-off called like Arrakis.
Yeah.
Real Housewives of Arrakis. And it'll be a bunch of like... So anyway, it's a very good movie, but let me get back to the plot. So Arrakis is a planet. It was settled by the Harkonnens, and the locals, called the Hermans or the Fremen.
Yes.
The Fremen.
The ones with the blue eyes.
Yes, who get high on the spice. And they ride the sandworms. It's a fucking dope-ass movie. They ride these massive sandworms. Remember from SpongeBob, the Alaskan bullworm?
Yes.
It's like, so they basically have, Arrakis is a planet with a bunch of Alaskan bullworms from SpongeBob, and the locals ride the sandworms to travel quickly across the planet, and they're fighting with the Harkonnens, the settlers. Okay, are you following me? So it's basically an exact metaphor for what's happening in the Middle East, right? You have the settlers, the Arab countries, trying to settle Israel, which is Arrakis.
Got it.
Are you following me?
Yeah.
That's how I saw this movie.
Okay.
You have a people who are who have been ejected from other planets, aka the Arab countries, and they've been forced to settle on Arrakis, aka Israel. And all the Arab countries, Hamas, the Houthis, they are the settlers trying to settle Israel. So it's a good movie. That's how I read it.
I gotta watch the movie.
That's the metaphor. The metaphor is Israel is the victim.
Okay.
The metaphor, and there's this other planet called the United States, and they send weapons to
Not
Arrakis.
even Earth. It's called the United States.
That's why I could never make a movie. That's why I could never make a movie with metaphors, political metaphors. I'd just be like, then fucking Israel.
Everybody's like, what?
Yeah, let's. There's a planet, a distant planet, far away. Let's call it China.
What does spice do in the first place? I completely forgot.
It's a drug. It gets you like super high and lets you see visions of the world, or visions of the future. It's really cool. So,
And that's why they have blue eyes, because they're all high on it.
yes, and they like, I don't know if it gives them powers or whatever. Really good movie. No, but obviously the metaphor is the opposite. You know, but that's my point. It's funny. People walk out of that film and they see themselves in the victim no matter what. So it's the obviously, it's pretty much telegraphed. On Arrakis, all of the locals have like Arab names, like Lisan al Gaib.
Yeah.
He's like Lisan al Gaib. That's like the chosen one.
Yeah.
That sounds. You could say that to me. I'd be like, that's Arab, right? Or
Yeah.
that's not a language.
It's not a language?
No,
I didn't even know that.
Arabic is a language actually.
I know Arabic is, but
Yeah.
what you just said, I thought that was a language.
No, it's like that's my point. It's like they didn't do a very good job making the metaphor that much different.
Oh, so all you're saying is they also just need like a shark. What's his name? Charlemagne.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy. They just need a white savior to help them.
Literally. And he is.
Yeah.
So
He's a beautiful one.
I watched that movie. I was like, I need to go to Gaza and be Lisan Al Gaib.
Yeah.
I need to be the white man with the blue eyes.
You're going to get hit with a rock immediately.
Whoa. Yeah, I know, right? Dude, they have blue eyes. Like,
Yeah.
but it's very good. It's not, I like the movie because it's not like Marvel movies where it's like good versus evil. And the whole movie is about how evil these people are. And we have to destroy evil and save the world. It's more complicated than that. You know, you have rival factions that fight for power, and it's more dramatic. You know, and so it's good. But Arrakis sounds like Iraq. I mean, it's a metaphor for basically Western civilization trying.
How do we change it? Pronounce it differently. Put an S at the end.
Yeah, literally. No, it's like they didn't.
Iraq.
Dune 2. That's my one critique. It didn't go, and maybe this was intentional, but it really didn't go that far trying to hide the fact that Arrakis was supposed to be like Iraq or Palestine.
Yeah.
It was basically like, this is an Arab nation, and the West is the Harkonnens. Because the Harkonnens all are like bald, pale white.
Yeah.
Like,
They kind of look like the aliens from Prometheus.
yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say they're like, albino.
Yeah.
They're like basically albino,
And they have a
bald
different
whites.
type of blood too, right?
Yeah, they've got like black blood.
Yeah. It's actually dark blue. They're
Dark blue blood.
They're blue bloods. Now,
Another
I
great
don't know
show.
if it's dark blue, but
But like it's just they kind of telegraph the metaphor, and that's okay. Like I that's fine. Like I that's fine. But like, it was interesting. So go watch it.
how does the guy fucking float? The big fat one.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in Dune 2 that isn't explained. I forget.
They just have superpowers.
Yeah, they've got like sometimes they use swords.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you love Dune and you're like a fan, and I'm just like blowing it
Sometimes
right
they
now.
shoot.
Sometimes they have guns, and sometimes they use swords.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the guns don't work on Arrakis.
Well, no, because they got the shield.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They've got the shield against bullets.
Yeah.
So the swords can pierce the shield.
Yeah, they pierce faster through it.
Yeah. So cool movie, but this is probably a good time. I'm sorry I haven't been going through your questions, guys. By the way, if you like the show, you can go to Facebook groups. Facebook.com/groups/Sean Show. Go join the group. We're at 14 members. You can be
that grew.
You can
Hell
be you can be a member of Arrakis. You can join what is the real Arrakis in real life. You can be a disciple of Sean Show. Ask me some questions directly. So I'm going to answer some questions. Gary asks, are you now going to survive off the nectar of life, Red Bull, and their surprisingly good selection of flavors? I agree, they have good flavors, Gary. Instead of that nasty coffee espresso shit. So if you don't know, I put out an Instagram story, and I think Gary is referencing my Instagram story I put out, where I had a Red Bull. It was a Red Bull. I was driving a car. It was a Red Bull and an Alfa Romeo steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Very fancy car. Not a fan, to be honest. I was renting a car to go visit my girlfriend's dad in the hospital, and Enterprise Rentals was like, "Hey, like we have no cars left. We can upgrade you for free." So I was like, "I'm down."
Yeah.
And then they put me in a fucking Alfa Romeo. I was like, "Oh my god, that's cool."
Yeah.
So I put out that story, and I think Gary is saying, "Gary, you're asking, am I switching to Red Bull?" No. Red Bull is like I'm a coffee guy. I've always been a coffee guy.
You like the bitter taste.
I like the bitterness. You want to know why? I'm bitter. I'm driven by spite. People that drink Red Bull aren't driven by spite like I am. When you see someone drinking black coffee, you know that they are driven by anger, spite, and resentment. Okay? I'm literally like, I'm the chosen one from Arrakis. Like, I'm going to fucking kill the Harkonnen in my life, which is the powers that be, which is, of course,
Red Bull?
Reality TV producers that won't cast me.
I don't think they have reality TV anymore.
They do. I'm watching Love Is Blind. Have you seen Love Is Blind?
No.
Dude, this show. Do you know what it is?
They're blind people. They're
No.
Oh.
That's so. Dude, it's funny because all the other reality shows on Netflix, the dating reality shows,
yeah
is about like
dating on the spectrum.
retards
Yeah.
and disabled people. Love Is Wheels.
Yeah.
Love on Wheels.
So what is Love Is Blind?
Love Is Blind is a show. Here, let me explain Love Is Blind if you don't know what it is for my listeners too. Love Is Blind is a show where they take 15 confident, professional, beautiful, attractive women and 15 men that have never cried in their whole life. and fucking 15 man children that are the worst representatives of the male gender. And they put them in these pods where they all talk to each other through a wall so you can't see the other person, and they date. And so the whole premise of the show is love blind. Could you fall in love with someone without seeing
What they look like.
what they look like? You only have their voice.
But you can still tell through voice, typically, if they're attractive or not.
You can tell they're attractive. If they're attractive, you can tell like what their race is.
Typically, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious. I don't think there was. I only watched season 6, but it'd be hilarious if like there was an episode of Love Is Blind where it's like you're talking through the wall and the guy sounds like a black guy stereotypically, and then it ends up just being like a white guy, like a white rapper douchebag.
Yeah, that could happen.
You know?
Paul Wall. If you heard him talk, you know what I mean? You could be like, oh, he's black. And then you see Paul Wall and you're like, no, you're not.
Or the opposite, like a black guy that has like turns on like
Don Lemon.
Yeah, Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Don Lemon. You know.
Yeah.
And so it's a great show though, but it's all the women on the show. It's a show where women try to get men to feel things,
Yeah.
and all the men on the show are just like, they've never been to therapy. All they do is work. Sound familiar? And it's entertaining, and so you watch all of the couples fall apart. And the thing is, it's a show where Love Is Blind. I tried at the beginning of the show. I tried to have sympathy for some of these people, but you have to remind yourself, every single person that went into Love Is Blind is trying to get famous. So when all the women are crying like, "Oh, Jimmy broke my heart. Jimmy broke my heart. I couldn't believe he did that to me." Bitch, you're trying to get famous.
What did Jimmy do?
Cheated.
Oh, okay.
Or not really. He's just a dick. So there's this one couple I love. My girlfriend thinks I'm gay. My girlfriend thinks I'm gay because I'm watching Love Is Blind and I'm going, "Girl, dump him. Girl, dump him now. You don't deserve him."
Wow. Both me and your girlfriend think you're gay.
So there's this couple.
Yeah.
I might be gay.
Yeah.
I go, "He doesn't deserve you, girl. Honey, he doesn't deserve you."
And you're by yourself watching it.
No, I'm with my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She's like, "Oh." Because I'm like, no, it helped me.
If you're too good at that, girls get grossed out. Your girl's like,
No, I think I gave my girlfriend the ick.
yeah.
I gave my girlfriend the ick because I'm watching the show and I'm more into it than she is.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Because I'm like, oh my God, Chelsea doesn't realize her value. And Jimmy takes advantage of that by being a narcissist and treating her like shit. And that's a cycle of abuse that plays out through episodes 1 through 8. And it's so obvious that Chelsea deserves, and she's like, "I'm never sucking your cock again." Because I like, when men, it's unattractive. It is. It's unattractive when men understand and can articulate the dynamics of a relationship. That's unattractive to women. And that's real talk. If a man, for a lot of women, if a man can look into the soul of a woman and say what she's feeling and articulate the real issues in a relationship and can dissect it as a therapist would, that pussy dry. That pussy dry. Am I wrong?
That's the gayest thing.
Okay, where were we?
Chris.
Anyway, watch Love Is Blind, watch Dune. I'm actually been really up on my culture lately.
Good.
Okay. Chris asks, hypothetically, if Trump were to be reelected, do you think he would pull a Nixon? Chris, by that, do you mean be a great president that was wrongfully ejected from office? Yes. No, I don't know. And Chris goes, I'm noticing Josh being labeled as many different races over the last few months on the show. Is that you subtly telling us I'm paying Josh less, if at all, because today he's not my white producer, Josh Cabaza? Well, Chris, I don't know how that's related to. So it's two separate questions. I don't think the first one's related to the second. Josh, I pay you very well, right?
Yes.
I paid him to say that.
He gives me Bic lighters. I get as many Bic lighters as I want.
You guys can't see it, but Josh is actually chained to the chair. He's shackled to the chair. So no, let's go with the first question. If Trump were reelected, do you think he will pull a Nixon? I guess by that, what does that mean? Like Nixon left office.
Yeah.
Oh, well, didn't Nixon spy on the Watergate scandal? Like Nixon spied on his political opponent.
He impeached, resigned, and cried, and then got pardoned by Ford.
By Ford.
Yeah.
Which was his replacement.
Which was the VP.
The VP.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, I think if Trump were to be reelected and pulled a Nixon, that would be probably a very good, stable outcome if Trump were to be reelected. Of all the possibilities for Trump being reelected, him getting impeached and just getting pardoned would probably be one of the most safe things that could happen as a timeline.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Trump is and don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-Trump. Like, I think that I'm not just like blanket, believe me, guys, I'm not vote blue no matter who liberal. I've never, you guys, you want to know why you can trust me as a voice, as a comedic political voice? Well, I'm not even a political voice. I've never voted and I never will. I swear to God, if I cast a vote in a federal election, I will never be able to live with myself. I won't be able to sleep at night. Truly. You can trust. Okay, I did vote. I wrote in Kanye once. I wrote in Kanye. But that doesn't really count. So it's, I don't know, Chris. It's a good question. Will Trump pull a Nixon? I mean, he was already impeached twice. So he's kind of already pulled a Nixon. If anything, no, go ahead.
I was going to say he's the kind of I don't want to say the opposite of Nixon, but as far as like the way he, he's just much more likable. Nixon was not likable.
Yeah, no one.
I'm not saying he's polarizing, very polarizing. But I'm saying the people that even if you hate him, you're a lot of people consider him like, oh, the shit he's saying is entertaining and funny, which is not what you really want. I'm not saying who to vote for. I'm just saying
a lot of people I think are endeared by him.
Yes, there we go.
And there are also a lot of people that think he is the devil incarnate and they will never change their mind.
Yeah.
And I'm not in either of those camps. I mean, it's again, let's really think about this and zoom out for a sec. It's going to be Trump versus Biden or Trump versus Kamala. That's what it's going to be. I don't think RFK has had us a shot.
Yeah,
I mean, I was pulling for Vivek, but it's going to be Trump Biden or Trump Kamala. That's what's going to be. And
it will really be Kamala?
Yeah, I mean, if Biden dies.
Why would Biden die? Why would you say that?
No, like of old age.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I'm just like,
no, I'm not. Oh, like I'm hinting at his death. Like I know. Well, I had some spice. I smoked some spice.
Jeez,
not Dune spice, like street spice, like New York spice.
How old is Biden? Oh shit, he's 81. Yeah.
So if Biden dies or is unfit to serve, then it's going to be Kamala Trump. And Trump's going to win, I think. This is just my blind predictions. But no, Chris, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know where you are politically, but to me, it's the consolidation of power in the executive branch. That's what is happening in America. You have the consolidation of power in the executive branch. So no matter who it is, whether it's a Democrat or it's a Republican, they will continue to consolidate power. I think there's going to be
Biden's going to be turning So if he gets elected again, he'll be that first month. He'll turn 82, which means he'll be in power till he's 86.
He better get assassinated.
80. Don't you can't say that. They're gonna take all this shit down.
I hope. You can wish for someone's death.
No, not for the. You can get visited by the Secret Service. Was not me. Saw him. Don't fucking.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me look that up.
Yeah.
Can you wish? I thought
I can't believe you're gonna type it too.
I'm already on all the lists.
Yeah.
Can you wish for the death of the president?
On a.
Josh is getting scared. Josh, you're the most libertarian Bitcoin guy I know.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I also know that the statute does not penalize imagining, wishing, or hoping the act of killing the president.
Will be committed by someone else.
Okay.
Okay, so it's legal.
There you go.
And I'm not. Is it illegal? Let's say what Reddit says. Is it illegal to say that you wish someone would give the president a swift kick in the ball? No, I want to know if it's no kick in the balls.
Yeah.
I love
fine.
this question. Do we get days off if the president dies?
What does it say?
A national day of mourning is typically declared for presidents, usually on the day of their funerals. Yeah, well, you know who's not getting a day off? The DoorDash delivery drivers.
Did they get a day off when Lincoln was?
When Lincoln was assassinated?
Yeah.
I think there wasn't. Yeah. Okay, I take it back. I don't want. I don't want to get on the. I fly a lot. I cannot. I cannot afford to get on a no-fly list.
Yeah.
But you know that sketch, The Whitest Kids You Know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a white R.I.P. Trevor Moore, I think his name was, who fell off a balcony. Crazy. But there's a great sketch that he did, which was like, it's illegal to say, "I will kill the president of the United States."
Mm-hmm.
But that was the whole bit. Was like was in quotes. But my point is, what were we talking about?
Joey Badass. I don't know if Joey Badass or his friend got in trouble because he said something about putting a bomb where the Senate was in a rap.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hey, I'm gonna talk shit until the Secret Service shuts me up because I'm a fucking comedian.
There was that one comedian in New York that happened to. That he got visited. He was the one that had beef with Louis J. Gomez.
Really?
Something Flores. Jacob Flores. Yeah.
Did he get a visit from the government?
From the Secret Service.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
Saying
shit like I just said?
Flores, comedian. I'm going to find out.
Josh, this is cancel culture, bro. This is cancel culture. They're canceling me just because I'm saying... no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say it again.
Here we go. The feds over an ice joke. Comedian, the feds busted down my door over an ice joke.
That he made on a podcast?
No, a tweet.
A tweet? What was the tweet?
I'm trying to look for it right now.
I want to know this tweet because if they're busting down your door over a tweet, that's crazy.
It's the New York Post that did it. It's when was this? 2018.
Well, what's the tweet?
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, here's the tweet.
Yeah, I see it now.
So here's the tweet. Ready? Here's a tweet that got him a comedian in trouble. White people are allowed to culturally appropriate on the condition that you help to destroy ICE. You kill one ICE agent and you get to wear a sombrero. 2 kills and you can wear a poncho. 3 kills and you can draw a mustache on your face in Sharpie. 5 kills and you can do skull paint. And it goes on like this up into 100. After you kill 100 ICE agents, you are allowed to be full-on racist and no one can give you shit about it. Drive a lowrider, call people...
Wetbacks.
What? Thank you, Josh. Get a weird tattoo of a chola that's also a clown for some reason. No one can stop you. You earned it. That's funny.
Yeah, and they knocked down his door for that.
That's called satire, retard. That's called satire, retard. The government doesn't understand comedy and jokes.
You know what it is? It's because he's a big Mexican. He's like 6'3", 6'4". They're like, no way, we can't have this.
I'm not even gonna explain. If the government somehow contacts me because of what I said on the show today, which will not happen, famous last words, they will only empower me. I will only be empowered if I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
My words will only be glorified upon my death. I don't know who I am.
That sounds
you
real,
better
real manifesto.
I know. That was a joke. Kind of. So, Chris, will Trump pull a Nixon? Maybe.
If they let him in office.
I mean, Trump. Every president spies. Every president spies on their opponents.
But it's not wrong when he does it.
If when Nixon did it, it was bad. If Trump does it, it's because he's saving America.
I don't know if there's any reporters that can get a gotcha like that, like they did on Nixon. Nixon lost his composure over an interview. Did you ever see the movie? This is all information I got from the movie. But apparently it's just like some guy who used to do fluff pieces and stuff like that and like got him, flustered. And he was like, what I'm saying is when a president does it, like for whatever reason, then it's not illegal. So he basically admitted, I did it, but it's not illegal because I needed to do it.
That's what Nixon said?
I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like that. In an interview. And then that's why he ended up later
resigning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually, that's a great segue because, or what I mentioned earlier was like, it's the consolidation of power in the executive branch, and you have every president is now being impeached.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a healthy democracy. Not that we even have a democracy. But
was Obama impeached?
No, Obama was not impeached at all. I guess Trump, Clinton
was Bush.
Well, I guess not impeached, but every president is now being attempted to be criminally prosecuted by the other side, and that's not good. Biden was charged with the same crimes that Trump was, which was improper. The improper placement of Secret Service.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Remember?
Yeah. They're trying to play both sides. He's innocent because he's senile, but he's not senile. So it's I don't know. I mean, it's definitely going to be. I'm not going to vote, but it's definitely going to be an interesting election.
If we get there,
I mean, things are getting shaky. So if you want, thank you for your questions this week, Gary and Chris. If you want to ask a question and you're curious about my take on something, go to Facebook groups. Go to facebook.com/groups/Sean Show. And Gary and Chris, shoot me your Venmos. You get $5 each. Congratulations. What an unbelievable. Is there an applause button?
Yeah, I think so.
You get $5 each for your questions. You earned it, guys. I love that. There's that one guy that's yelling really loud in the background on that sound.
There's like 4 dudes clapping.
Yeah, it's 4 dudes clapping.
Yeah.
AKA my bedroom on a Wednesday night. 4 dudes clapping their cheeks. All right, we're doing comedy.
Stupid.
No, I'm gonna.
Oh, man.
4 dudes clapping their cheeks. I don't know. It's too late. The moment's gone. Were we off for a while?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because I keep looking at it.
Damn.
So I don't know why he keeps doing that.
All right, we're back, guys. So let's get to the meat. How long have we been doing? I guess we don't know, right?
58.
58. Okay. So I want to get to the meat of what I wanted to talk about today. We've kind of been all over the place. The main thing I wanted to talk about today is this. We need to stop fighting climate change. Let's stop fighting climate change. Let's stop fighting it. Let it happen. Everywhere I see people trying to do their part to stop climate change, and it's fruitless. It's hopeless. And you're powerless. You're powerless. You are a powerless individual, and what you do means nothing in the grand scheme of things. The sun will explode in 10 billion years, and we will all die. So have fun. Live it up. I want people to stop feeling so fucking guilty for not recycling. I don't recycle, and I don't have a shred of guilt, an ounce, a gram of guilt. I don't have an 8-ball of guilt for not recycling. I don't give a fuck. You want to know why? Because I'm a bad guy, and I don't care about. But no, it's just fucked. And I want to talk about the story. So there's a beach. Across the world, the oceans are now consuming the land. Mm-hmm. The oceans have consumed the land. And, I know a lot of my listeners don't even believe in climate change. A lot of my listeners don't even believe in the moon. They don't even believe the moon is real. So I know this is not going to be really relatable for a lot of my listeners because they all believe that the Earth is actually a flat, hyperbolic disc that rotates
with a filament.
Yeah. And they believe that that Dogecoin is the real currency. Mm-hmm. And they believe that how about this? I'd like a flat earther to go full circle and somehow believe in climate change. Like, I want like a flat earther that's like the moon and the sun are above the earth, which is a flat disk, and the climate is changing. And the oceans are rising, which is deeply affecting, which can have an impact on the world, a negative impact. So if you believe in climate change, it's this is good evidence of it. You see businesses and you see people literally. Here's a headline: Too much Atlantic in Atlantic City. Beach erosion has casinos desperately seeking sand by summer. They're paying hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to move sand to the beach because the ocean's consuming the sand. So they're moving sand by the truckload to create an artificial beach, which will again just be reconsumed by the ocean.
Yeah, that's what Saudi Arabia does too, don't they?
Yes, I think Saudi Arabia. I mean, I have a couple stories here. Here's another one. Here's another story. So Atlantic City's doing it. It's affecting the casino industry. Here's another article. Beachtown residents paid $600 for sand. Excuse me. Beachtown residents paid $600,000 for sand. It lasted a few days. So residents who lived on Salisbury Beach, a seaside community in northern Massachusetts, paid for the sand dunes. That's actually related to dune. To protect their beachfront homes from storms. Then a storm came.
And took it all away.
And it took all the sand away. And
like if you go to South Padre, I heard that they had a bunch of sand dunes back there and they were going too flat from all the wind. And so they wanted to keep the sand dunes. So they were putting, I heard, old trees or old Christmas trees inside the sand dunes and then pouring the sand on top of it.
To stabilize it?
I guess. I have no idea.
I mean, there's so many stories where, people just, it's sad. People try to hold on. They try to hold on to what they love. Mm-hmm. And it's just sad to see, but let the ocean's waves consume you. Let the ocean engulf you and your family and close your eyes. Let the ocean return you to the earth. Let the ocean...
Aren't you from the Bay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, exactly. I'm from the Silicon Valley. I mean, I don't care about these people.
Okay.
Let the ocean, this beachfront community. I mean, again, you want to find Josh. You want to find the cast for the next season of Love on the Spectrum. Mm-hmm. Just get everyone that owns a beachfront home now.
Yeah,
because they're retarded. They're disabled. If you buy a beachfront home in 2024, it deserves. I want to see the ocean crash through the windows of your home and wash it away. I want it to take your dog with you, because you don't deserve a home. If you buy a beachfront home and you're spending all this money to stop the ocean from consuming it, maybe you should have bought a home in another location. Is that crazy? You're spending these people in Salisbury Beach in Massachusetts, they spent $600,000 to have 15,000 tons of sand dropped near their properties to protect themselves from future storms, and God's ocean washed it away in a few days.
Apparently,
You dare tempt God.
127 million people live in coastal counties, so it's a lot.
127 million people?
About 40%. That's most people.
So what's the play here? The play is to buy land in Ohio.
Does it work the same if you buy land by a lake? It seems like the lake, there's just more land, because I've seen the Austin Lake like go down a lot, and you can see like the whole fucking pier.
That's true. Yeah, well, it's like, and that's the funny thing. Are we in a drought?
No.
Are we in a? Is it going to be just a drought followed by storms followed by drought, and is it going to get more violent?
Probably.
The cycle's more violent. That's what everyone says.
I think that's what climate change is.
The cycle's more violent. That's what I say about my girlfriend.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's what climate change is, isn't it?
I guess that's well, it's not climate change. It's a climate crisis.
Oh.
It's a climate crisis. You want to know how I know we're in a climate crisis? Because the good people of the Salisbury Beach community are being impacted. And that when climate change starts to affect the wealthy, then something will change. So you really want to, if you're a climate activist and you want climate change to be reversed and you want us to BlackRock to divest from oil companies and you want us to go to EV, clean energy, the real way to affect change in your community is to accelerate climate change in the ways that it can affect and impact the wealthy. So in the short term, like ecoterrorism, we need to be doing that for the rich. And get the rich and destroy. We need to get the waves to crash into the $1 million, $5 million beach homes.
Wait, I thought the rich were against climate change.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they're against climate because then the ice walls fall and then people will be able to get out into the real earth. Ice walls.
The ice walls. The rich are against climate change because if the ice walls melt, they'll be able to go to the rest of the earth.
Exactly.
Which is actually another 1 million miles of land.
Yes.
All controlled by
much more
Israel.
Much larger than that, actually. Then there's another ice wall. And then outside of that is Asgard.
Yeah. And if you die, you get teleported to Chicago.
Or you're Kanye West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the citizen. So this is just. I thought the story was hilarious. The citizens group decided in January to purchase the sand that was placed in mid-February along a 1.5 mile stretch of Salisbury Beach near the properties. Around 150 buildings line the stretch of beach, including single houses and condos. The beach stretches for about 4 miles, and the adjoining properties are estimated to be collectively worth $2 billion.
Nice.
So this is $2 billion of wealth that could be destroyed by the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, insurance companies aren't going to be covering, like in Florida.
No way. And
Yeah.
so these insurance companies that are pulling out, they can't insure the flood risk because it's too high. And I just love it when wealthy people are floundering on the dock like a fish that's been caught. I love it. They're a fish out of water. Literally, they're a fish out of water. And except the water's bad. And the water's going to fuck up their real. I mean, it's really just 150 rich people's retirements are invested in these homes, and if the Atlantic Ocean washes them away,
then their kids won't get the boomer's house.
Then their kids are going to have to live in their other home on the West Coast.
Yep,
which may also be devastated by the Pacific Ocean.
Therefore, Arizona.
So buy land in Arizona. That's the point. But it's whether it be the Atlantic City casinos that are trying to import sand to create an artificial beach, it's a lost cause. Fighting climate change is a lost cause. And you know who else agrees? You know who else agrees that fighting climate change is a lost cause? I love this article. This is one of my favorite articles. You know who else doesn't care or doesn't think that?
Is it Bernie Sanders?
Close.
Okay.
Almost the same exact guy.
All right.
The CEO of Saudi Aramco.
You're right. Almost
The same guy.
Yep.
Both political figures that covet power. So, Saudi Aramco's CEO says the energy transition is failing and that the world should abandon the fantasy of phasing out oil. It's funny that the CEO of a state oil company says phasing out oil is a waste of time. That's not, I can trust that. That'd be like a meth dealer being like, hey, like, I know everyone's doing heroin and fentanyl, but like meth is still king. Meth is still king.
Yeah.
I'm still slanging meth out there. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I love other stuff. But let's be real. People love meth. People love meth. As a meth dealer, I know.
Yeah.
Same shit. So
McAfee said that.
Yeah, before he was raped and killed in Venezuelan prison.
I don't know if he's raped, but definitely killed.
I added that was like a little add-on.
Ah, okay.
So, Saudi Arabia CEO, Amin Nasser, I think that was actually a Dune character, said the current energy transition strategy is failing. The world should give up on the idea. This is the CEO of Saudi Aramco, which, by the way, is an ally of the United States. This is the state oil company. It's basically the government of Saudi Arabia. The world should give up on the idea of phasing out oil and gas, Nasser said. The CEO called for a reset of energy strategy that focuses on reducing emissions, not phasing out oil and gas. Look at this guy. Can you cut to his face? I like this guy. I kind of like this guy.
I mean, he didn't say we're never getting off of oil. He said that phasing it out right now is a fantasy. Isn't that what he's saying? Like,
that's what he's saying.
Yeah. So you can't. You're saying we got to switch to this, and don't have the infrastructure for it.
Right.
So how are we supposed to do that? It makes no sense.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I think we should not only not phase out of oil, but we should reverse course entirely.
No, phase out of
and
oil.
triple down. We need to triple down on oil production, because how will Saudi Arabia be able to? Here's the thing, guys. The reason it's very, very important that oil production continues is because companies like Saudi Aramco produce oil and export it to the world. We need oil for the whole world to function. But what's really important is that if we phase out oil in the global energy market, Saudi Arabia will no longer be able to use oil barrels to dissolve journalists. And that is something that we cannot abide as a people.
Well, it's also in the pesticides that grow our food and the packaging that protects our medicines. So it's like that's a lot to phase out at once without having the infrastructure of the next thing.
This microphone's oil.
Yeah.
Oil is plastic.
Yeah.
Oil.
The headphones.
Oil is plastic. Oil powers our cars. Most importantly, oil barrels are used to dissolve journalists in Saudi Arabian embassies.
I have oil around my asshole right now. It's petroleum.
It's in Prep H.
No. I just put petroleum in my crack so I walk better. I feel better. So
You're smoother.
I'm just smoother with my walk.
I'm gonna feel like an asshole. She just bleached her ass. Is oil and bleach?
I have no
Probably.
bleach. It's in all our coffees. Every time you put a little Keurig thing, you're just putting microplastics in your coffee.
It's in our blood.
Yep.
Oil's in our blood in the form of microplastics. So, I'm not usually one to defend Saudi Arabia, as you know, but in this case, I am defending Saudi Aramco because if Saudi Aramco continues to produce oil at the current clip that it's producing it at, more beachfront properties on the Atlantic coast will be consumed. And that's something I think we all want to see.
I thought that was more like China and India burning like coal and shit like that, putting stuff in the air.
Oh, are you talking about like what are the actual factors of that are actually raising the sea levels?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I mean, we could look it up, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're not a fact-based podcast. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's funnier for the joke if Saudi Arabia causes the climate change. I don't believe anything I say on the show, by the way, and I don't really have any convictions.
So the transition into just to bring it back to Bitcoin,
Which is oil.
Yeah, the oil companies would just use the oil. Like, let's say we went all fully electric and all this other shit, right? They would just use that oil to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah, they
energy. Yeah.
They would throw it into
engines and computers
running GPUs.
Yeah.
To mine Bitcoin.
Yep.
So here's the look. So the Saudi Aramco CEO wants you to know that it's time to get real. Quote, a transition strategy reset is urgently needed, and my proposal is this. We should abandon the fantasy of phasing out oil and gas and instead invest in them adequately, reflecting realistic demand assumptions, the CEO said to applause from the audience after shooting a journalist in the head. He cut off the journalist's head and showed it to the IMF audience and said, anyone who reports on our company and in a negative way, let it be known that this will be your future. And he showed the head of another journalist from
Kathy
the Washington
Griffin
Post.
holding it.
It was yeah. He said, if Kathy Griffin talks shit again, it's on site.
Yeah.
So the Paris-based International Energy Agency forecast last year that peak oil, coal, and gas demand would come in 2030. Nasser said demand is unlikely to peak anytime soon, let alone by that year. So obviously the guy is biased as fuck. He runs a goddamn oil company. So no shit he doesn't want people to invest in alternative energy sources. And, it's a complicated issue because on the one hand, I want the human race to end. And on the other hand, I want to get cool, I want cold fusion energy to happen so I can leave this planet and go to Arrakis.
Well, he's right. It's just going to continue to increase because as third world countries become
more industrialized.
Yeah, that they're just going to use, more heat, more ACs, more everything, more cars. So it's going to add to it.
I mean, you're right.
The only way to solve this is 15-minute cities. And you have to ask to leave.
Right.
You'll have
15-minute,
it's what they're trying to
public infrastructure shit.
Well, no, they call them 15-minute cities, and it's just like you have your school system, you have your shopping mall. It's just everything there, so you don't have to leave that area. So they call it a 15-minute city, and that's what they want to do with Line City. Remember the one that they're trying to build where it's just like one long
in Saudi Arabia,
line.
Isn't that in Riyadh?
And so all these separate ones, so it's like several floors up, but that's your 15-minute city in this little compact, 1 by 1 mile radius.
I actually like that. That's a good idea. It's 15 minutes to get to school, 15 minutes to get to the grocery store, 15 minutes to dissolve a journalist's limbs in a barrel of oil.
Probably less.
Yeah.
You can do it fast with pigs.
Okay, jokes aside, my actual take is that, demand for oil is very high and it will continue to be high because there's no alternative that delivers energy at the throughput. I'm being very Silicon Valley right now. There's no energy source that delivers at the throughput and has the efficiency that fossil fuel-based energy oil does.
And if there was, that person's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the real question is, remember how fast we invented the COVID vaccine?
Mm-hmm.
We threw, I don't even know how many hundreds of billions of dollars at developing the COVID vaccine. And again, I'm just you might be a conspiracy theorist and you might be like, well, they had it before the pandemic happened and they delivered it so they could sell. That's actually not a bad, I actually kind of believe that.
Yeah.
Maybe they had the vaccine before the COVID virus even was proliferated so they could sell it to the people and make money. I don't necessarily think that's not That's like not a bad idea. Like that could be true. However, our ability to innovate in the energy sector is determined by the number of dollars thrown at a particular energy source.
Okay,
Right?
What if they just planning to the end of this, this current system, the banking system we have, the oil infrastructure that we have, and then all of a sudden we find out those little spaceships, those little pill things that went everywhere. We actually have the technology to do that, and that's what now people imagine that stair step in evolution.
Right.
So now you can go to New York, and it's gonna take you like fucking a minute to get there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It opens up the whole world.
Right. I mean, I'll just take my G5 private jet, but
see, you don't have to because you can take your little pill. You take a little pill, and it'll fucking view, and it shoot you there.
I'll take the pill, but I don't want to be on it with other poor. If it's like other poor people are on the same pill, I'd rather take my private jet.
Well, you could buy your private pill.
My private pill.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just be a bunch of people going pew, 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 throughout the world.
And so, I don't know how far away that is, but like one thing is for sure: the faster we invest in alternative energy sources, the faster demand for oil will go down.
Yeah,
isn't that reasonable? So
what about the part about the lobbyists who get paid to, even though you've invested all this and it works, I'm gonna shut you down and I'm gonna put barriers in front of you. So as much as I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying that slows it down quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's and I mean to bring it full circle, that's the reason the CEO of Saudi Aramco is pushing for this. Is pushing for he's kind of saying it's a come to Jesus moment where he's like, look, guys, alternative energy sources are not where they should be for the demand.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get real and just allow oil and gas to be produced and meet demand instead of trying to pretend that trying to create an artificial supply issue.
Yeah.
Like basically he's saying let Kanye be Kanye. Let Saudi Aramco be Saudi Aramco.
Well, it's like, preservatives are bad in foods, so we're going to get rid of all the preservatives. You still got to feed everybody.
That's right.
So it's
right.
You can't just get it. It's like, all right, well, let's find a way to, more people grow food locally. That way, if a chain breaks down somewhere, the whole fucking thing doesn't go down.
You have to do two things at once. You have to make sure people can live their lives, and you have to try and steer the ship in a direction that doesn't lead to the Atlantic Ocean swallowing.
There's nothing you can do about
East Coast.
that. It's land erosion's gonna fucking happen. You're fighting a losing battle there.
Right, and that's my whole thing is just let's let climate change happen. Can't we just roll? Hasn't humanity always just rolled with the punches? Stop fighting climate change. Let's stop fighting it. Let's let it happen. Let's enjoy our lives.
Humans are climate change. For the last however 100,000 years we've been here, we've been changing our environment quite a bit.
Yeah, the climate has been. I just do it, Alex Jones. The climate's been changing forever, guys.
No, we physically are the embodiment of the creature that is climate change. It's us.
Yeah.
And some people be like, don't think so highly of the human race. If the earth wanted it, it could shake and we'd all be dead. And it's just like,
that's a George Carlin joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it's like, maybe.
So here's more from this article. Nasser, the CEO, said the world should focus more on reducing emissions from oil and gas in addition to renewables. The CEO said efficiency improvements alone over the past 15 years have reduced global energy demand by almost 90 million barrels per day oil equivalent. So they've made oil more efficient in the last 15 years. Wind and solar, meanwhile, have only substituted 15 million barrels. So, I mean, you're looking at 15 million barrels for wind and solar versus 90 million barrels in oil, investing in oil infrastructure, making oil infrastructure more efficient. And so my whole point is fuck wind, fuck solar, I want more oil. I want more oil. I want more blood. I want more blood in the sand countries. I want spice. Why don't we get some spice? Let's get some spice from Dune. Let's start using that to power our cars. You know what? You know what the world desperately needs? We need to get all the CEOs in a room, and we need to make them smoke spice.
I think they do that. But it's
No,
called
but-
adrenochrome.
We need to do that, but we need to get the naked little boys out of that room.
Oh, fuck.
Just the drugs.
Yeah, okay.
Get the kids out of the situation.
Yeah.
So, I actually have an idea. So I have a business idea. So if you want to make some money in 2024, I have a good business idea. All of these businesses and homeowners are trucking sand to the beach to help save their properties from getting consumed by the ocean. How about this? What if you could make a business where you just traffic sand from one place to another? That's not a bad idea.
There's a business.
There already exists. I want to get into this business where you just truck sand, I don't know, from
You gotta have the
Arizona.
right sand. It can't just be like dirt. It has to be sand.
yeah, like legit sand.
Yeah.
Like I know a guy.
Which is expensive. How much is 100 pounds of sand?
Sand is fucking expensive. But if you buy it at the volume that they're buying it at,
It's still expensive.
it's probably 600,000. There's a lot of money in this shit, So
100 pounds of sand, $9.99 from one. Oh, this is commercial concrete. That's not one thing. Of beach sand.
I mean, look, it's $600,000 for some sand. I know a guy that can do it for $500,000, Josh.
Cubic yard weighs 2,500 pounds for $110. But you also got to pay for the gas to get it there, the shipping, and then also you're losing some percentage of sand as it blows off.
I like the way you think, though. And we can solve those problems, Josh. And I know a guy. They paid $600,000. I know a guy. He has a business. It's called Sand Trafficking Incorporated. Well, it's called Sand and Child Trafficking
Jesus.
Incorporated. But the child trafficking unit is kind of separate.
Yeah.
The sand trafficking unit is pretty profitable. So if any of my listeners, if you're interested in investing in Sand and Child Trafficking Incorporated, let me know. We undercut and we transport sand at that's the future.
Oh, I got a better way. And we can give ex-cons jobs as well. It's called the Andy Dufresne way. And what they're going to do is they're going to put sand in their pockets and then lightly put it out of their pants. And that way it keeps them employed and busy, and you get your sand eventually.
Yeah, they throw sand by one pocket at a time.
Yeah, exactly. But it's thousands of them. It's thousands.
It's thousands of these cons.
Yeah.
And we call them migrants. How long have we been going, Josh?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half. All right. So let's close it out with one more quick story. Thank you guys so much for listening. We need to let go. We need to let go, guys. Just let go and have some fun. That's after seeing my girlfriend's father have a fucking stroke, it fucking woke me up to the fact that you just gotta have fun. Life is so chaotic and crazy. And maybe you already believe this, but I was into hustling and grinding and treating my body right. But after seeing that man in the hospital in the ICU with all his shit connected to his body, seeing his blood pressure, I just realized it's time to have some fun. And here's a woman who had a lot of fun. An Ohio mom left her toddler alone for 10 days when she went on vacation, pleads guilty to aggravated murder. That's a woman who had a lot of fun. She said, you know what? I have a kid, but you know what I want to do? I want to go to Puerto Rico. And she left her kid in a crib, I guess, for 10 days. And she went on a vacation to Detroit. I don't know why you go to Detroit.
Yeah.
But she went to Puerto Rico for 10 days. And when she got back, her child had died. And that's called self-care.
Damn.
It's called self-care, people.
I I hope she got a life sentence.
I know this bitch is crazy. Could you? So I go. My one thought was, could you imagine making it like you're in, like you abandon your child,
Yeah.
you leave her in the crib, and then you go to Detroit and you're staying at like an extended stay hotel,
Yeah.
and you're like falling asleep to like gunshots and police sirens in Detroit, and you're just like, ah, one day away from my child.
I don't even think evil. I just think IQ, like just dumb.
I do. I mean, it's really hard to believe this shit. I do wonder, like, if she's like, is she? Well, what's that shit? Postpartum
Yeah,
depression.
she probably does have postpartum.
It's probably postpartum depression. A 16-month-old. So this woman, this is a woman who doesn't care about climate change.
Poof.
She's left her child alone for 10 days. Climate change is the last thing on her mind.
What did she say?
Her reaction.
Yeah.
She goes, there's so much pain that I have in regards to the loss of my baby Jalen, she said. I'm extremely hurt about everything that happened. I'm not trying to justify my actions, but Puerto Rico was so beautiful, and I can't wait to come. She goes, I'm not trying to justify my actions. Nobody knew how much I was suffering and what I was going through. God and my daughter have forgiven me. Bitch!
Yeah, she
no.
definitely has postpartum.
She was like, no one, yeah, this is just postpartum depression. This is a woman that needed pills.
Mm-hmm.
People are so anti-pill. There's all these people, like, you know, they listen to the Huberman podcast, and they want to, like, they're like health optimizers. I'm like, guys, sometimes you need pharmaceuticals.
Well, no, they.
I mean, fuck.
It's a real thing. I know I say it in one of my jokes, but they can eat their placenta and it works.
It heals the postpartum depression.
It curbs it.
It does?
It doesn't heal it.
Dude. Well, I mean, it's like, if she was a single, I don't know if the dad was in the picture, but like.
Doesn't sound like it. There's no way the dad's in the picture for 10 days. He's not like, wonder where my daughter's at. Like, you don't go that long.
It's crazy, man. The judge said, just as you didn't let Jalen out of her confinement, so too you should spend the rest of your life in the cell without freedom. The only difference will be at least the prison will feed you and give you the liquid that you denied her.
Yep.
That's a bar.
Damn.
That's a bar. But, you know, I just wanted to end on something light because this is a woman who was focused on self-care. And that's my point. Sometimes you got to leave your child alone for 10 days. Right, Josh?
She could have gone home after Detroit. And, you know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, imagine landing in Detroit and just leaving your kid alone in your home.
I freak out if I left my kid alone in the crib going to put the garbage on the street. Like, there's no way.
That's because you're a good dad, though.
Yeah.
That's because you're a great dad. And this woman, you know, clearly this woman was someone that should have bought Bitcoin. So, again, the message, guys, is we need more people like this mom that just do what they want. Just do what you want.
That's straight up murder because you didn't. Like, I could say, okay, I remember I said she was dumb. No, she wasn't. She's not dumb. She could have like left, you know, water in there, or you know what I mean. Or I'm gonna leave you some food, even though that's stupid to do.
Yeah, I mean,
but to leave with nothing, and it's just like, all right, you know.
No, that's. I mean, you starved your child to death.
Yeah.
You know her on the street. She actually had a different name. She was in a gang.
Mm-hmm.
Her street name was Israel.
Stupid.
She starved her child.
Yeah, I get you.
Much like the Harkonnens are starving the Fremens.
Yes.
On Arrakis.
I call it Dune.
You call it Dune?
Yeah.
Free. In conclusion, free Arrakis. Free Dune.
Yeah.
Free Dune.
Free Dune.
Free Dune. You know, we don't need to be an interplanetary species. We don't need to have, you know, the human race expand and, you know, all this shit with like upgrading our consciousness. I don't really care. I just want to have fun. I want to go to Detroit. I want to go to Puerto Rico. I don't want to care for my child. I want to enjoy my life. I want to have fun. So have fun. Let's stop worrying about climate change. Let's stop worrying about oil and let the oil guys do what they want. We don't need to be worried all the time. You know, and the last thing I'll say, stress is the silent killer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what stress can cause? A stroke. So if you can worry about climate change all you want, but if you worry too much, you're going to have a stroke. So why not worry and then let the ocean consume you someday?
Or if you do die from it, that actually helps with climate change because there's less of people.
Right.
Yeah. So really worry about climate change.
So don't worry, be happy, guys. But that's our show. Let me close. So thank you for listening. If you're still listening, again, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I got some dates coming up, guys, on the road. I'm a touring headlining comedian. That's what I am. I tell myself that in the mirror every day. I go, Sean Riley is a touring headlining comedian with lots of fans and people that love him. Check me out at the Capitol Hill Comedy /Bar in Seattle on May 17th. I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida, May 24th. And I'll be in San Diego, June 21st. Tickets are live for all of those shows at SeanRileyComedy.com. I'd love to see you at a show. So come say hi. And if you want to ask a question, again, if you ask me a question on the show, I give you $5.
Boom.
For now. So go join the Facebook group. We hang out. We have fun. Facebook.com/groups/Sean Show. And if there's one thing you do, if you're still listening, if there's one thing you do for the show, guys, please just follow us on Spotify. Because that helps us get in the algorithm and get recommended to more people. And so just for the love of fucking Christ, do that. I'm on episode 33. Most podcasts, these pussies give up after 10. So maybe give me some fucking slack here and help me out. You fucking assholes. Or just don't listen. Honestly, again, I don't want you to listen if you're just listening and you don't help. If you don't do the follow-up stuff that I'm asking you to do, don't listen. I'm serious. I only want people that actually want to support the show because you guys don't understand the digital. I can't. Josh.
Check out Battle of Sketches April 18th through the 20th here at the Black Rabbit Comedy Club. It's 3 days of comedy film festival. It's going to be dope.
What are the dates for that?
April 18th through the 20th. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Check out Battle of Sketches. You can go to battleofsketches.com.
I love it. Support Josh. And I love you. And keep consuming plastic. Bye.